Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. Do you know what I've been told? I've been told that I never say hello and welcome to people watching this back on the replay. So there you go. Hello, anyone watching this back on the replay as well. Me and Paul back. Mate, West Ham ain't lost for 3 weeks. I'm buzzing, mate. I'm enjoying West Ham again.
Yeah, it's our best run of the year, isn't it?
Yeah. West Ham ain't here, mate, but there is, a lot of news and a lot of little bits that have come out this week. We'll start with the World Cup. Just because we'll get that out of the way. We're into the business part now, mate. Knockout football. Really enjoying the tournament. Some of them last round games in the group were fantastic, weren't they? They really were fantastic games.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think I watched every single first round game, and then I've kind of just sort of picked out games that I want to watch pretty much. But yeah, there's been some fantastic, like you say, the sort of deciding games for who's going to go through. Yeah, it's been good. It's been exciting. Some controversy that maybe results have been quite like maybe Spain lost on purpose to avoid Brazil and things like that. But yeah, it's been good. It's been interesting.
Yeah. Who's impressed you, mate? Like some of the underdogs. I really like Japan. I love the way that Japan play football. I think they're attacking. They're really.
I think
Korea
in this
as
tournament,
well got some good players. Korea, Wang Chan, Son.
I honestly think in this tournament, all of the underdogs have impressed me. The only one really, apart from like Qatar, are just not a good team, and obviously Costa Rica got spanked by Spain in the first game. But since then, they've done all right. I think all of the underdog teams have impressed me, and it's the way that they play. I said this from the start. You could just see they're not like times have changed. Before these underdog countries would have sat back and would have tried not to concede and tried to nick a goal. No, they don't do that anymore. No. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, constant pressure. Constant pressure in the face. It's been really good to see.
I'll tell you someone who has impressed me is a Gerd, mate, from Morocco. I think Morocco, like you're talking outsiders that look a decent outfit.
They've got their defence is fantastic. They've probably got
and they've only conceded one goal, happened to be an own goal from our boy, Gerd, but they look good. I wouldn't want to play them. I really wouldn't want to play them.
Well, it's Aguerd, Hakimi's on the right, and they're left back.
El Nesri.
Yeah. They've got a solid team. I don't really think they're going to like surprise people.
No, but they could go around, maybe another round as well. Yeah, they look a decent side. Let's go into the comments. I'm not going to touch on that one yet. Duncan, that is the next topic, so I'll touch on that in a minute. Oyo lads, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi guys, 2-0 to England. We'll talk about England in a minute. Stephen says, hi guys. Matt Rainey says, sometimes when you watch England, it's like watching West Ham at times in terms of a manager's decision, lineup and players and setup, or is it just me? No, I agree, mate. I'm not the biggest of England fans, and I'm sitting in here in an England shirt today. But when I talk to my dad about it, and I'm sure you'll say as well, mate, England do play very much like West Ham at times. Really negative, shackles on some of the best players at times. Can be really frustrating.
Very pragmatic. When you think of the attacking talent,
the talent,
the attacking talent that England have got, and like you say, they're kind of on a leash. I can see that comparison, Matt. I can definitely.
Yeah, Duncan said he's been impressed with Australia and USA. Obviously, both gone out now. I thought USA, they disappointed me, USA, because I thought Holland wasn't that great, but then I think Holland's turned up now. That guy, Cody Gakpo, is a proper player. He is. Memphis Depay, not good enough for West Ham a season ago. Shows how good he is.
Van Dijk,
Dumfries, Luke de Jong as well, Frankie de Jong. Got a fantastic side there. They really have, and they could get better and better as the games go on now. Then Australia, obviously they met Messi. Messi turned up in that game, scored a great goal. That young boy Alvarez, I'm a massive fan of him. Top player. I tell you who is good for them as well. That DePaul, he's a proper player. He is. He's a proper player. Real hard working. But this Argentina team's different. They're not just teams of Argentina in the past have got brilliant front six or whatever, but this team can actually fight, defend, and do the nasty stuff. They're a different animal now, definitely.
Yeah, no, they're a good team, and I mean the thing is that the difficulty with playing Argentina is that you have to dedicate so many players to keeping an eye on Messi.
That it frees up the other
It just
boys. Yeah.
opens up spaces. It really does. You know, it must be absolutely nightmare to play against.
Yeah. Obviously, France playing in a minute. What do you reckon on that one?
Yeah, should be a France win.
Yeah, I think so. And then obviously could be playing England. We'll talk about England in about 2 seconds. Just going to finish the comments. If it's going to it's going to penalties. That's what Robert thinks. Best game so far and best player so far for you lads. I don't know. A couple of them. There was a couple of 3-2s recently that were really good. I can't remember what group it was, but the games the other night as well, Friday night, were really tense games. Best player for me so far, I think I've got to go with probably Cody Gakpo. I think he's been fantastic, and Marcus Rashford. I've got to say, I think he's been fantastic. What about you, mate?
For me, for best game, I think I would give it to Spain Costa Rica just because that was an absolute clinic. Like that was just pure. That was classic Spain.
Total football.
Yeah, you know, Guardiola, Barcelona, just insane. You know, just taking teams apart. I enjoyed that one. Best player is a difficult one. It is a difficult one. I don't think any one player has really stood out and sort of took the tournament and gone right and elevated himself to a level above everybody else. I don't think anyone's really done that. Gakpo's obviously doing really well, you know, scoring goals. Rashford, like you say, Messi's obviously looks like he's turning up this tournament. But I don't think there's anyone who's clear. I don't think there's anyone who's properly clear yet. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. Southgate and Moyes are comparing notes. Hey Duncan, I thought he was just me. 1 minute. Thought USA deserved to win against England. Yeah, they're a good side. They'll be better in 4 years' time. Rice and Bellingham is the new CDM partnership. Rice and Phillips was good during the Euros, but Phillips is just unreliable due to injuries. Yeah, and Bellingham is a real special player. Andre Isle penalty, shocking. Can't say I'll see that one, mate. I think that's one game I missed.
He missed the penalty, didn't he? I wasn't watching it. I got a notification on my phone that a penalty was missed, but I didn't actually see it. I'll have to look that one up.
Morocco may be a little bit of a dark horse. West Ham interest with a Gerd may be tough to beat Spain though. Yeah, it's a really good test for them when they play next. I'm with Luke with Rashford. There's just one more thing, mate. England today against Senegal. Obviously, their best player's not there, Sadio Mane. They've still got some good players, though. You know, Koulibaly. I think there's a guy called Diatta as well, plays on the right side. I think it'll be a tough game, but I think England will get past them. I think, you know, it'll be quite physical. You know, they'll work hard, they'll run, they'll impose themselves in the midfield. But I think England will just have enough. I think maybe 2-0 England, I think.
I think England will win. I do think it'll be a tough game. You know, Senegal they're a quick team. They are a quick team. They're like you say, they're quite a physical team.
They got their goalkeeper's so wobbly though, Mendy.
Yeah, Mendy's poor. Poor. It'd be interesting. It'd be a good game. I think, like you say, I think England will win, but it won't be. It wouldn't surprise me at all if
no, mate, it wouldn't surprise me either. Would not surprise me either. Last thing on the World Cup, mate. I just want to touch on it. West Ham at the World Cup. We've already said about Naif Gerd, looks fantastic. Thilo Kerr has been, you know, obviously Germans gone home. Got a hell of a lot of criticism for it as well.
Well, he didn't play the second game, did he? I didn't see the third game.
No, but I've been reading quite a lot of criticism of him though, saying, you know, that he just didn't look good. I don't know, bit harsh.
I don't know. Like I say, he played in the first game, and I think he got subbed off, and they conceded after he got subbed off. He didn't play the second game.
No,
and I didn't see the third game, so I don't even know.
Obviously, Paqueta played the first game, looked fantastic. Second game, he got pulled at half time.
It's because he was because of illness, apparently.
Oh, okay.
So I was reading that was arranged before the game. Apparently, he wasn't going to play at all, and then the manager asked him to play the first half.
Yeah.
So he played the first half. So that was prearranged. It weren't because of performance or anything, and that's why he didn't play. Obviously, their third game they played their sort of second string anyway.
What do you make of what you've seen of him? You know, in his natural position. I think nice, neat, tidy, plus the ball,
Exactly.
kicks it
You know, his range of passing is brilliant. You know, the difference between playing, obviously, apart from he's playing a bit deeper for Brazil, but look at the players around him. You know, when you've got the likes of Neymar making runs for you, you know,
people that trust the 1-2s, you know, the little 1-2s, the little round the corners. We have to make it work for Paqueta. We do. It has to be made to work for him. Yeah.
Matt, I just see that.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on it just before we move on to West Ham stuff. It's worth touching on. Sorry, off-topic question, but people who started boxing yesterday, in my opinion, don't understand.
Mate, that fight was a joke. It was a joke. That fight shouldn't have happened.
No, it shouldn't have happened. I give credit to Del Boy, though.
Oh, yeah, of course. Listen, Chisora's a warrior, and you know with Chisora, he's going to go out on his shield. But, mate, that fight was a disgrace. That shouldn't have happened. That fight should not have happened. That was like Fury could have ended that fight at any time. He could have put him out of there in the second round.
I think the second or third round where he sort of looked at him and thought, "Oh, I don't want to hurt him here."
He could have ended that at any time. And it was, mate, that was like me or you. I said it was like me or you fighting a 12-year-old. It was that fight should not have happened. And I don't understand why his corner didn't pull him out. You know, I think for about 3 rounds, the ref was looking at this like, seriously.
Yeah, no, I was worried for him. I thought he would.
I was watching.
Really hurt in that.
I was watching an American stream, and they had their commentators, and then one of the literally on the American stream, one of the broadcast team went over to their corner, went over to Cesaro's corner, and literally was like, guys, seriously, are you going to pull him out? And apparently they wouldn't even look at him. It shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened.
No one in the division.
The end of the fight, I don't know if you saw, mate, the sort of face off with
like bloody wrestling.
Yeah, but that was more entertaining than the fight itself, in my opinion.
Yeah, because then Joe Joyce got in the ring as well, didn't he?
That's hilarious. Well. Like Joyce, I reckon Joyce would bang him. He won't. Fury won't fight Joyce.
No, I do quite rate Joyce. He's quite he's a little bit robotic, but he can bloody bang. He's really big. Can bang.
He's got the same. He's almost the same size as Fury. He's got that reach. He can hit, and his chin is insane.
Yeah,
like Fury's not. No way, Fury's knocking out Joe Joyce. I reckon Joyce would do him. I don't think that fight will happen. He won't take that fight.
It's a good fight, though. I hope it does happen. Usyk, well, with the Usyk fight, I just can't see him having a chance. I'd love to say if he was the same size as Fury, I think he beats Fury. But you know, he's not the same size, unfortunately.
He's too small.
Yeah, needs to be saved from himself. Love Usyk because he's a West Ham fan, but it's a mismatch with Fury. Joyce loves eating leather, though. He does. Right, let's move on. West Ham stuff. I think there's only one place to start, mate, and that's Declan Rice. It's not new news. It's not, he's sort of come out and said he wants to play for a Champions League club, looks around the dressing room at England. It's not new, but is it ill-timed?
It's not just ill-timed, mate. For me, it's the wording as well. It's the wording of it. Like, he's said before, he did that program with Gary Neville, and he said,
and we know he's going to go.
Yeah, we know he's going to go, and he said he wants to play at the top level and he wants to win trophies, and of course he does. Every player does, but when he starts saying, "Oh, I come here and all my mates here are playing in the Champions League and stuff," that's poor for me. That to me is like there's no need for that. They asked him the question. First of all, he could have just said, I'm here to play and concentrate for England and just talk about England. That was one way. And apparently, Bellingham was asked the same thing. They asked Bellingham about if he'd be in the Premier League soon. And Bellingham just straight up said, that's disrespectful to Dortmund, and just didn't answer the question. I think for Rice, yes, we know that he's going to go. We know he wants to play at the top level, which is fine. But yeah, I feel like it was, like I say, poorly timed, and the wording wasn't great. Yeah, I think it could have been handled better from him. Yeah,
no, I agree, mate. Like I say, like Stuart Pearce said on TalkSport, you probably see it. Like he owes West Ham nothing. He doesn't. He has put in a really good shift for us for the years he's been playing. But yeah, it's the timing. It's that timing because we're not in a good position in the league at the minute. and you don't want to rock the boat again. You know, we all know you're going to go, Dex. We know you're going to go, but yeah, like I say, he could have just he should have palmed the question off, really.
Yeah, and he's the club captain. He's the captain.
Yeah.
You know, for your captain, when the team is struggling in a relegation fight, and don't get it twisted, we are in a relegation fight, and your captain to to basically be saying, yeah, you know, I want to leave. I've come to England and my mates are playing in Champions League and I've been talking to them and I want to leave. Like that, is that what you want?
What's understood doesn't need to be said. West Ham fans are under no illusion about his future. It's almost a come and get me play. Yeah, I agree. It's just that. Listen, I do not think Declan Rice will have a sulk. I do not think he's the sort of player that kicks up a fuss. But yeah, it's just you don't want to hear it.
I tell you what, I think obviously he'll be gone in the summer regardless. If we don't sell him in the summer, and you know, if say we get like 50 million bid, and we say no, that's not enough.
Yeah, like a Harry Kane
situation. Sell him in the summer. I bet you he starts sulking them. I bet you if he doesn't get a move this summer, then we'll see it.
There are rumours that that West Ham are prepared to offer him 250 grand a week again on a 4-year deal. Is there any way you see him signing that?
No.
What about hypothetically? The takeover happens in April, May. Is there any way that you see him signing it? No, I don't either. I was just putting it out there. I don't see it either, mate. I don't at all. And I don't blame him. I think...
No.
You know, loads of channels have said it, mate. And, you know, we've said it as well at the time. January this year was the time to keep Declan Rice at this club by going big, winning that Europa League, and getting in the Champions League. Then I think he would have signed. I do. I genuinely do believe he would have signed.
Yeah, you know, like say, show some ambition. If we'd have qualified,
and I can't blame the board for the summer, mate. The summer we bought in the players. It's not the board's fault that they've not quite worked out.
Yeah. No, I agree, mate. I agree. If I mean, for 2 years running, we had the chance at Champions League and we blew it. You know, we could have done it in the league.
And it ain't going to happen again now for a long time.
And then we could have won the Europa League. We didn't. No, of course not. You know, like NA says, West Ham fans are under no illusion. We know he's going to go. He's better than West Ham at this point in time. He just is. I won't hold it against him when he does go. You know, like you say, he doesn't owe us nothing. He's not a West Ham fan. As long as he don't go to Tottenham. If he goes to Tottenham, that'll change.
I don't want him to go Chelsea either, though. I don't want him to go Chelsea.
If I'm, realistically, that's probably where he's going to go. Just because
I think, if he goes City, I can sit there and go, yeah, okay. Look, you have genuinely just gone there for trophies because
Chelsea's his club.
For trophy. Yeah, but I can't stand it. Just gives me Frank Lampard vibes.
See, like Frank, but if Frank had grown up as a Chelsea fan and his mates were playing at Chelsea, but it wasn't. He went Chelsea and then became a Chelsea fan and started slagging off West Ham. That's to me anyway. That's different. You know, he was a Chelsea fan.
There's no guarantee that Chelsea are going to be in the Champions League, mate.
There's not. No, there's not.
And I think Liverpool takeover, Man United takeover. I think there's a lot of fingers in this pie, mate, for Declan Rice in the summer. I do. I don't think it's cut and dry that he goes to Chelsea.
Imagine if Newcastle flew him with a massive bid, yeah?
Well, mate, could you blame him for going there? Could you blame him for the project? There is a genuine project there. There is. And they could get Champions League football. They could. Right, let's go through these. Surely England's press officer should have been telling the reporters England questions only. I think the reporter stitched him up. Yep.
Yeah, they knew what they were fishing for. They knew exactly what they were fishing for, yeah.
This is a good comment, this one. I did say I'm in two minds about Declan, but I would wish him well. But West Ham overall. I won't clap him when he plays against us, and that's just me. I did find that disgusting from the reporter. Yeah, when a player leaves, listen, he's done a great job for West Ham, but when he leaves, that's it. It's done for me, and I have said that, mate. For me, it's you're not West Ham no more. I don't really care what happens to your career, and I hope you win nothing. I genuinely hope he wins nothing if he leaves West Ham. That's going to get a lot of pelters probably in a minute, but I genuinely hope he wins nothing.
No, I understand that point of view. It depends on the player, and it's the way they leave for me. Would I clap a returning player? I would do, yeah. Again, it depends on the player. Depends on the way they left. Are you telling me that you didn't clap, say for example, Scott Parker when he came back? Tevez when he came back.
And you could argue that Carlos, for a bit of a wobbler. You could argue that Parker definitely did.
Yeah, I can't stand Parker for the way he left. I know you feel different. It's probably going to be similar with Rice. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I won't hold nothing against him when he goes, unless he goes to Tottenham.
Ryan on West Ham Fan TV made a really good point. I think, you get to an age where you stop falling in love with players. We see it with Dimmy, we see it with Arnie. And I don't really have an affiliation now with a player now. You do get attached to certain players, but I don't think I would allow myself to, it sounds pathetic this, I wouldn't allow myself to fall in love with a player again. Been hurt too many times. You know what I mean? Like, apart from Paolo, do you know what I mean? There's no one. If he was going to go, we should have not made him a captain. That's a good point. Fair point.
Yeah, we should have made him our captain anyway.
Yeah. Does Bellingham performing well at the World Cup affect Rice's transfer value? Personally, I think we will accept 80 to 85 million. I think we will. I think it'll be about 80 million he'll go for. And I did write down some options for Paul. Would you take Phillips and maybe 60, 70 million, or Gallagher 60, 70 million?
Yeah.
Would you take those deals?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, 60, 70 million plus either of those two players. Yeah, I would take that definitely. Yeah. That gives you a good player in replacement, and it gives you a good wedge of money to go out and improve the team as well. So yeah, I would take that.
Yeah. The kids are very materialistic about their football. I'm not saying you can't have ambition, but it's about It's about how you go about it. Yeah, and I think Dex has done it right. I do, and he is too good for West Ham. He's too good for West Ham. I said on West Ham Fan TV, let's say Rice did a Grealish, and it didn't work out for him. Then what? It's just a fault. But we're all going to say he's world class when he leaves. I think wherever he goes, he will be main man in that midfield wherever he goes, and I think he will have a good season. As much as I don't want him to win anything, I think he will go on and win everything. I think. Read today that City are looking at Grealish plus cash deal for Bellingham, so City may not come in for us. They might go and get both, mate. They might want both. They could go, Grealish for Bellingham, and like I say, Phillips for Rice. They might want both. It's all got the makings of a Paul Ince.
I don't know. It was a way to go for that. When he's pictured in a Chelsea shirt, then yeah.
Been hurt too many times to fall in love with players again. More importantly, who do you replace him with? Great show, thanks.
I read this right, and
Adams at Leeds. I quite like.
So I read this from someone. Knees Up Mother Brown suggested this. What if we've already bought his replacement? What if Paqueta is his replacement?
Yeah, and then you play filling downs at CDM. You could do. Yeah, you could. Yeah. We will definitely miss his driving runs. We will miss him. He will be missed in that midfield. But yeah, it's about getting it right, getting that transition right. Do I trust Moyes to do that? I don't know. I wonder if he will be off before the end of January. Early bid from no. I think he stays to the end of the season. I think he sees that get West Ham out of trouble, hopefully. And do you believe we'll win the Conference League, mate? And if we win the Conference League, he goes out as a bit of a hero.
If Moyes is still our manager, no, I don't believe we win the Conference League. No.
I've always said it. If they want to go, wish them well. But yeah. I don't want anyone there that doesn't want to be there. But aren't all footballers ambitious? They all want to win trophies, etc., but not all will. Declan is no different, but I respect Mark more for staying at West Ham and becoming a legend. But the thing with Mark, he wasn't as good as Rice. He never has been. He's not. Mark was never world class. Helen Dex is genuine world class player. If he isn't a West Ham fan, we all know that completely lost my brain there. We knew he'd be going sooner rather than later. Wish him well, move on. What if we spent in the summer and was banking on his exit a bit like Villa? I think there's some of that. I do. I think there was a bit of that in the summer. if winning Europa Conference League doesn't keep Rice, I'll lose all my love for him because he said he wanted to win trophies and play in Europe right now. He could have all that.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to be winning the Europa Conference League.
No,
He wants to be winning
the
the league.
Champions
He wants
League,
to win the
Prem.
Champions League. Yeah, it's different. It is different.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like I say, again, I put the question to you, mate. If we do win it, you know, that secures Rice's legacy anyway, doesn't it? You know, first captain since bloody Billy Bonds to lift the trophy. So, you know, he's already got a legacy and he leaves on a high at West Ham. It would be perfect time for him to leave. I said that last year if we would have won the Europa Conference League, you know, him and Mark lifting that would have been brilliant. But, oh well. Yeah, moving on. Thank you guys for all that. There's a few other things, mate. Scamacca. There's a few things about Napoli. Interested in Scamacca if Victor Oshima was to leave the club. Hope not. Hope not, mate.
I hope not as well. Again, it depends on the manager. It does. It depends on who the manager is at the end of the season. I mean, he's obviously not going anywhere in January.
No.
But if Moyes stays at the club, we struggle, and he doesn't integrate Scamacca probably. Yeah, he'll be off just like Haller was.
Yeah, no,
and we'll take a massive loss on him, and he'll go to Napoli, and he'll be a top
brilliant
player.
Yeah, and be brilliant and play well for Italy in the Euros in a few years' time. Yeah, I hope not. I hope not. He looked happy in the training photos the other day. It's just he's got to start getting a tune out of him. He really, really has. What's he say? If we lose Scamacca, the club or Moyes has failed big time. It's massive, mate, massive. Zuma's injured. You know, he's had a knee operation. I think we all see that coming. You know, which means we are linked with some centre backs. Michael Keane, one of the names linked, and Sazala, I think it is, a Polish defender or Hungarian defender. And if Dawson goes, mate, we're really short again, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Especially, you know, Ogbonna, we can't really rely on his fitness. It depends. I haven't seen how long Zuma's going to be out for. He might be back in January for all I know. I don't know.
Well, a Gerd's a new signing, isn't he? A Gerd's going to be like a brand new signing. Hopefully,
but yeah. But then you've got a Gerd. Obviously, we've got. I would assume Dawson until the end of the season. Kera can play centre back. So Ogbonna obviously can fill in. So there is some. You know, there is. I don't know if we necessarily need to rush a centre back through in January, to be honest. But we are 100%.
Dawson goes, if Dawson and Zuma are injured, then
that's what I said. I assume Dawson will stay until the summer. If he doesn't, then yeah, obviously it's different. Yeah.
Frank of Brentford thoughts, even if he wants to leave. We'll talk about that in a minute. I've got a little bit about that section in a minute, mate. Zuma was in training on the other return training post. Helen says Rice can play centre back. Yeah, a couple of others, mate. Soufal came out and basically said, yeah, you can't rule out that he will be leaving in January. Doesn't surprise me. You know, hasn't been good enough. But Ashby...
Who was this? Sorry, who was that?
Soufal.
Right, yeah. It's who was it? Who was in for him? I can't remember now. Was that Leverkusen?
Yeah, someone like that, yeah, by Leverkusen, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he went.
Looks like Ashby's, you know, gone. We knew that anyway. Leaves maybe only Ben Johnson at fullback, mate. Fullbacks are essential, I think, in January. I think we have to buy both left and right back.
Johnson, well, you still have Johnson and Kera. Left back.
Rumours are Masuaku could be back.
We signed a left back. We don't play him.
No.
We've got Emerson and Cresswell. Again, for January, I don't see it as a priority position. I don't see it as a priority position in January.
What, not right back?
Well, if we've got Kera and Johnson,
what, you trust Kera there?
I do, yeah. If he's played in a proper team, yeah, I do. But it's for me personally, I don't see it as a priority in the summer. Yeah, absolutely. I wish that Emerson would actually play at left back. But yeah, I don't know. You know, we spent however much money on Caro, we spent however much money on Emerson. We've
Cornet, I think, back as well. I think Cornet could be back as well, which could again like a new signing. Helen has said that heard that Coventry has been told to find
Yeah.
another club.
I did see that as well. Yeah, I did see that as well. I'm pretty sure we said last time he played for us. I don't think he's good enough.
No, because I compared him to Jack Collinson, didn't I? And I said to you, "Do you think he's as good as Jack Collinson?" And
No. I think he'll have a career in football. He'll be probably a decent level Championship player. I don't think he's a Premier League player.
No, I don't think so. If is Soufal going to take Souček with him? I bloody hope so, mate. Coventry's
he will,
going.
won't he? Like Souček's another one who won't sign a new contract.
I think sell him. I think sell him, mate.
I would sell him, yeah. But I'll be very surprised if he's still here next season.
Yeah. What we got here? A couple more transfer news, mate. Yusuf El Nesri. We were linked with him a couple of years ago. Obviously, good friends with Gerd as well.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, you might be able to get him out of there for 13 million.
That's a good price.
Is it worth a pop? I know he hasn't been that good for about 15 months.
Scored a couple of goals in the World Cup.
Yeah, I'd have him. I would take him. I
would, yeah. For £13 million, I definitely would. I mean, what were we linked with him? It was like 40 million 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, about 35, 40 million, yeah.
For £13 million all day long. Long. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And the other one, Lillian Thuram's son, Marcus Thuram, I believe his name is. Pacey, big. Can't see it happening. No, I really can't. Can't see it happening. I do think we missed a massive trick with Jonathan David as well. I think we missed a massive trick not going to get him. He really is top player. What we got here? Oh, yeah, right. Moving on, mate. A couple of rumours out today with Moyes' replacement. Steven Gerrard. Really?
No, come on.
Really? That's apparently because we're looking for managers out of a job, which would be Dyche and Gerrard.
Are they're the only two managers in the world? Are they? Like,
yeah.
No. Don't get me wrong. Like, I could actually maybe see Gerrard coming in and doing the job, but if we're getting rid of Moyes to get in someone to take us to the next level, that's not like Gerrard has not proven himself.
No. Obviously, Dyche. The longer it's left, the more likely it is that it will be him, in my opinion.
The only thing with Steven Gerrard, the only thing is he would have instant respect from the players.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like David Moyes doesn't have that. No. That's the only thing. Steven Gerrard broke my heart.
I don't want Gerrard at all.
Him, but at least he was a genuine world-class player, and the players would respect him.
I think if Dyche comes in, though, it just sends all the wrong messages. It really, really sends the wrong message of where this football club wants to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think Dyche will come in. I saw a thing yesterday. Apparently, Pochettino did an interview saying about how much he loved managing in the Premier League and living in London. So I wouldn't rule that out completely.
It wouldn't surprise me though if Potter gets sacked and he goes there. Well,
if Potter does get sacked, and he goes there, get Potter.
Yeah, that's a good shout. It's a good shout. Yeah. Who else did I read? Thomas Franks keeps coming up as well. I really like him at Brentford. There is arguments that he's got a great team behind him. The very well run club, but I'd have him. I like him. He'd have to be given time, though, I think. One that I put to you, mate, the other day, Lionel Scaloni, mate, the Argentina manager.
It'd be an interesting one. I actually don't know. Has he ever managed at club level?
I don't know. I can't say I know that.
It'd be a wild card for sure.
Got West Ham affiliation. I see someone joking about it on another channel about as long as he teaches his fullbacks to kick it out to touch rather than back into the middle of the pitch.
It's a shame.
He was he was a good player for us.
He was a good player, and that game kind of ended his West Ham career. But I mean, he went on and played. He played 50. He
was only on loan anyway, wasn't he? I think he was on loan.
He was only on loan.
It was.
But he went on and played 50 odd games for Lazio. Played at a good level after us. He played at a good level before us. He was a good player. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Go back to the comments. Can we not get some of our under-18s in the first team? They are on fire with 10 wins out of 10. Yeah, I've been really impressed with the left back. There's a couple of strikers in it. And that is the problem at the minute, Helen, why some of these players are leaving. They don't see a path into the first team. And, eventually you end up losing some good talent. Agurd and Kura would be a decent footballing centre-back pair as long as Agurd could keep him in line. Yeah. Luke Thomas from Leicester to replace Cresswell or to be back up to Emerson next season. What's your opinion, lads? Yeah, he's good. He's decent left back. What about Wan-Bissaka, mate? I think we've discussed him before. Wan-Bissaka as the right back option. If he was available, would you go and get him?
I would take him, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think he'd be good for us. The Moroccan forward changed my mind the other day. In what way? Good or bad? Do you not trust Johnson? I'm afraid I don't always at position. I think he's good defensively, but going forward, he cannot cross the ball. Yeah.
I think he's suffering. Sorry to keep coming back to this, but I think he's suffering under Moyes. I do. I feel like he's kind of going backwards. He's had his confidence drained a bit. Is Moyes a manager that can bring on young players? Have we seen it? I
don't know. Rooney, maybe that's about it.
So, yeah, I don't know. I like Johnson. I do like Johnson. I do. I don't think, and again, we've said this before, I don't think he's ever going to be a world beater. I don't think he's ever going to be world class.
No.
But he's a good player and he's still young.
Yeah, he's a good player to have around the squad. But yeah, I don't think if West Ham want to be a consistent, Europa League team, he is not the right back to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No to both, sums up bored and no ambition. The Belgian manager has just quit. No, I don't want him. I don't like Martinez. I don't like him as a manager. He's failed the golden generation of Belgium. I think that sums it up. I think he's not good enough. And another name that keeps coming up, mate, that a lot of people do like is Vincent Kompany, who's currently at Burnley, who's changed basically the way they play football now. Like they play, expansive attacking football from the Sean Dyche, Allardyce era. That would be a good, ambitious one, I think. I'd quite like that. I'd quite like that. I think that'd be good. And again, he would have the Man City, connections with the loans and things like that. That would be worth exploring. That would be a good one.
It's a shout.
Yeah. Yeah. Jono, for me, it's about inconsistency. The defensive midfielder Amrabat from Morocco would be a very decent buy if we can get him. We should have got Frank Kessie all them years ago.
I've been saying that for how many years?
I know he's at Barca, but he's linked with a move to Inter Milan now. I know he was at AC. He's linked with a move to AC now. Inter, sorry. Would be good ref ambition for our club if the board went all out to get a manager like Amorim. Maybe, I don't know who that is. What about Bielsa, mate? Would you take him? Swashbuckling? Bloody, you wouldn't be moaning about attacking football then.
No, I would take him. I don't know. He feels like his teams always burn out though. Do you know what I mean?
After 65 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, like after a season is too much, and he ends up moving on. But I would take him over Moyes. Let's say that. Yeah, would I take him over Moyes? Yes, I would.
Yeah, I suppose that's a better way of looking at it. Yeah, would you take him over Moyes? Yeah. Nightmare about Scaloni in the final at Cardiff. Sorry, lads, in a good way. 2 goals in the game for Morocco, and with a Gerd, it was settled in. Boys, my Thurrock district lad Casey is under 21 captain centre back. He got on the last 15 minutes in the Europa game. He'll be class in a few years, going back to the centre back roles. Yeah, I hope so, mate. Yeah, that'd be nice to see. Last little thing, mate. We're going to talk about the takeover and where it leads with Moyes and stuff. Do you think it will happen in April, or do you think this might milk on a bit? Do you think Sullivan will want to keep his fingers in there a bit longer? Because the decision on Moyes now, mate, isn't just down to him. And I think that's something that people need to remember. The big board meetings would have to happen now for example, a Dyche to come in and a Moyes to go. Kretinsky might not want Dyche in.
No, I don't know. Do I think the takeover will happen? Yes, I think gold will definitely. So I think, see, that's the thing. If Kretinsky buys gold shares, he becomes a majority holder
Mm.
without even needing to buy Sullivan shares. So I could even see that happening, and Sullivan maybe still sticking around on the board for a while. I could see that. But it's been quiet. It's been very quiet, and it probably depends as well where we are. You know,
Mm.
if we're fighting relegation, is Kretinsky going to look at this and go, do you know what? No, I don't fancy it.
Yeah, I think what's hurt us a little bit is the fact that Liverpool and Man United have gone on sale as well. Because there are rumours that
Mm,
Jim Ratcliffe, one of Britain's richest men, was looking at West Ham, but he's a Man United fan. And as
mm.
soon as Man United sort of have gone up for sale, he's sort of gone, whoop, no, actually, I fancy that. And there are rumours that Trip Smith has got a big role to play. And apparently, Kretinsky, this is some of the rumours that Kretinsky invested in the club for a big sale that will be brokered by Trip Smith to someone else. That's
Mm.
another big rumour that's floating around. And Kretinsky's just a clever businessman that was,
Yes, very possible. Yeah, very
yeah,
possible.
yeah,
It'd be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, and hopefully some form of takeover. I think the takeover is definitely going to happen. I do. The fact that for the last 18 months we've heard nothing. I've heard nothing at all from Sullivan.
no, mate, it's
Nothing.
been very quiet, and
Nothing
that usually
from
means something is going on.
nothing from Gold or Brady. It's been very, very quiet. So yeah, I
Mm.
think something is going on. Let's hope it does, and let's hope it's good for the club, whatever
Yeah,
it
and
is.
hopefully, but yeah, like you say, mate, what could stall it is that relegation thing. Like, yeah, potential buyers are probably sitting there going,
Mm.
"Ooh, a bit twitchy at the minute." So, yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. No Umbro or no Betway next season. What do you think our shirts will be? And Matt goes on to say Nike, Adidas, or Puma for me. I do like Adidas. I think Nike kits all very, very similar. And I prefer Adidas for kits. Nike is
Yeah,
better for general gear and trainers and stuff. But Adidas do make great kits.
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Nike template. I think their template this season's awful. With a
Mm.
weird, same for the England shirt. To me, looks weird. They've ruined the Barcelona shirt with that weird arch. The
Yeah.
PSG shirt looks right actually,
The,
but
the, the, the England away shirt is fantastic. The red shirt is really, really nice shirt. Actually.
yeah, I'm not a fan of Nike templates. Adidas, I like Adidas. Obviously, we had Adidas before. They made great shirts for us, in my opinion. I don't know. What I'd love to see a Kappa. Get Kappa. Let's
Yeah,
get
or that
Kappa.
that one that I think they sponsor Newcastle and Wolves. Is it Castora or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. They've.
Proper designer make.
It really wouldn't surprise me because they've sort of been branching out. It wouldn't surprise me for it to be someone like that. Do you know who I don't want? I don't want someone like I don't want a New Balance. I know they
Yeah,
do Liverpool and I don't want a new. But to me, it just seems.
yeah, yeah. Let's get Balenciaga or something like that. Just go through these last ones. I read this morning that West Ham value is at the highest right now. Maybe so. Is Moyes still at the World Cup or is he back at the club? All gone very quiet. Personally, I hope he was on a one-way ticket to Qatar. I assume he'll be back soon. Some of the friendlies have been announced. We've got to play
Well,
Udinese, mate, one of the games.
oh, that's decent.
Yeah,
The players are back in training, aren't they? So I would imagine that Moyes is back. If the
yeah.
players are back in training, Moyes.
I believe
I
we
would
play
hope the manager's
Udinese
there.
on the it was the 10th, I think it was. We play Udinese, which yeah, it's a good test. Does anyone know what's being built around our ground? No, I don't, mate. I can't say I've seen
Flats
any.
probably.
Yeah. Isn't the Goldman Sachs officials overseeing the Kretinsky buy? Yeah, I did read that as well because Kretinsky has put Goldman Sachs member on our board, which again all opens up. But again, are they there for Kretinsky's to sell? I don't know. I don't know. Be interesting. Paul saw
Hmm.
back to the training videos for players yesterday. Nolan was there, but didn't see Moyes though. Guessing he's in ST, whatever that means.
It'd
Oh,
be.
still in Qatar.
I mean, Moyes is still in Qatar. what's he doing in Qatar? Like we're in a relegation battle. The players are back in training. I want him at the club, working on getting us out of trouble. I'm not going to turn this into a rant.
No,
Not today. Not today.
No. But yeah, the Moyes, there's plenty of time for Moyes stuff when the season starts again. Primark to make our kits next year.
Tesco value.
Yeah, Tesco value. Yeah, yellow sticker. I think West Ham is a great value by 60k plus fans week in, week out. Be a bargain compared to what Man United and Liverpool would cost. The thing with Liverpool and Man United, though, they've got a massive fan base, mate, in Asia, where it just takes them.
Yeah, if you look at the revenue that Man United and Liverpool make compared to West Ham, there's no competition at all, Stephen. There's none.
Thought Moyes was at the World Cup, but heard he went to Florida on holiday, so God knows where he is. I have to go, lads. Great show. Thanks. Keep safe. Adios.
Thanks.
Last comment of the show. Shocking our Arsenal fixture is on Prime. It should be on telly as it's Boxing Day. Not a fan of streaming. Good thing with Arsenal is Jesus is definitely out of that game, and I don't know what you believe with the Ben White stuff, but apparently he could be out for that game as well. So, yeah.
That's right. Saka will score an hat-trick.
Yeah, exactly. And Martinelli. Yeah. Last thing, mate. We will mention Moyes' last thing, actually. 3 games when we come back. Does he survive after?
I don't think so.
Do you think he will get enough out of them 3 games to survive?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll lose at least 2. It wouldn't surprise me if we lose all 3. And I think he'll go. And then I'll be looking at this saying, well, that was an absolute complete waste of 6 weeks.
5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Why didn't we just get rid of him at the start of the World Cup? That's what I imagine. Hey, maybe all this time away in Florida and Qatar, maybe he'll come back and we'll beat Arsenal and we'll win 3 games in a row and we'll be playing attacking, expansive
and Tony
football.
Score 3 hat-tricks.
Yeah, maybe. But I doubt it.
Last few comments. Super lads, stay safe. See ya. Got a lovely lamb roast on with the family.
Mate.
I've got a nice pork roast, actually. Got to start cooking that in a minute. Cheers for the live stream, lads. Enjoyed it. And Matt finishes off nicely with the irons. Thank you, guys. Obviously, West Ham do come back in a couple of weeks' time. Me and Paul will probably try and get another couple of shows out before Christmas. And then we'll be back, sadly, building up to West Ham again. Until next time, guys, enjoy tonight's game at 7 o'clock and enjoy the game that kicks off in half hour against France. Come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.